of Parliament self-quarantine. Omudin the speaker just said on fire Emma. So far no, Mashibia for edu and say Omangasa and quarantine one we didn't know Amma. It's no so be any ever more so at it. Mea, Yomakwaba. We did to mean chat. Boko dear. That's right. That's right. Right this morning, Boko dear.
Baby Boko.
You. Yeah, quick one. And then you ready to say?
Well, I can't come. Your chance here, you better military for as papa or more a jumapa because the Minister for Local Government, Honorable Hajia Alima Mahama, now Osha says, or per se, yen disinfect all the markets in Accra. And we have 137 markets within the region.
Okay.
And we have 29 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. Inti osi yen ya, and within a couple of days, how to marshal resources. Na yebeti mi aye adwuma. We needed some discipline to be able to do so.
Okay.
And that's why the military was also brought in. Inti a couple of the meetings, no, the Bema Camp in organizing our resources na ibeye ejumanu. In fact, the deployment was done at the Bema Camp at 3 a.m. today. Deployment is nipa no beye ejumanu. Omo equipment cars na the beye ejumanu. Ninya was done at the Bema Camp today. You know, although but the discipline of the military was brought to bear in making sure that this thing was very, very successful. Until by 7 a.m., were almost all the 137 markets within the greater Accra region. And in doing so, the cheap market, because some of the markets are big, some are very small. Into those small markets now, you see 10 nipa amunko nipa 10 no na amukita spray gun na amu spray, you know, big markets like Agbogloshi, any Katamanto, that one we say like 25 people na amu yejuma. But in addition to winning we have Frogger machine na onusu war pickups na air spray runs na air spray into because and just to make sure say I didn't air cough fast and the road sweeping machine also a war the side fin be na and so I didn't air free now or the year in the streets of Accra ninya. And what is interesting is we said to have even drones, you know, fly over the market also spray. So we are spraying from left, right, from the air and from the ground to make sure say during the ebeko every part of the markets within the greater Accra region. And by the grace of God, by 1 o'clock, largely now most of the markets yes spray with the exception of few markets na big like Agbogloshi and the issues so I can say confidently say it's been very successful, and the military was also providing not only security but also providing guidance because planning as I speak to you. The military men are still on site. They are still in those markets because prior to that, na obi a free market, even including our security.
Okay.
So the military was also providing security at the market. Means nipa omo adie ewo nti opese o making sure say by tomorrow obi abeba na adie obi a eyira ewo because onim high nkra when you say nkra ene obi ambanka nti nipa bonifo no be take advantage say okoko you bibia. I can assure you say the military people are still around. They are in the markets and they are policing the markets till tomorrow morning before they hand over.
If you force me about my question, quick one, you wait to make us all China, if you follow me to me, I call idiom.
Yes, tomorrow it's a day for normal business. Because you see, you're closing the market for only 1 day. That's the information we gave out through the Honorable Minister for Local Government. And in Ochina, we are starting market. But in doing so, let us be mindful, sir. You're free baby and the buy. Let us make sure say we are still observing the social distancing. Yenchia, you see yenchia. Say Ghana there, ye pechia pa uko ya ubechi obia uko baby a ubeko ubechi obia you see and then ye jaichia. Inti ujaichia na just make sure that you observe those things. Unim say also na you see use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Who use sanitizer every 10-20 minutes? Who they use it because it's just make sure say you keep yourself out of this virus. Sisia ye no baby, matise ye even local. Inti ema ade no ebeye easy to access because there shall say because of it shall say now we call some pharmacy shops now increasing price. So the local production no ebe boapa you know from Kolebu, from Georg to Kasapreko omunya omu yes here and they are doing a very good job for all of us. So let us make sure say we maintain some of these don't gather. And that's why before the Ghana Tourist Authority said Yembani beach no. Because over the weekend yesterday, whilst we were planning this thing with the military, and I be more sending pictures as to some of these things. So we quickly had to engage and to make sure say pictures are people now beach. No more beach.
No.
And easy.
Wow.
Sakumono, any Labadi beach. You say
all the weekend there. So what did you say? Holiday. I don't want to release stress.
A holiday, but this is not it. You see, we are not in normal times.
Exactly.
And I think, people have to understand, we are not in normal times. Because sometimes we call baby and people bet at cassette say a yare with the yesekafu yare and you know, because you're free abuchina edi buy. But even you sekaf one yaska udi free abuchi buy who obusuan would chia now ukwa bombs ube spread yare. Inti some of these myths around Yarianu and say you continue to educate people about it. Some people even feel said as they move about now or they are swimming in the sea. But if you move at Ubechiobi,
yes.
one of the senators United States of America, he went to swim after Rampur. After swimming, now shaking hands. So they are doing contact tracing. Yes. So I tested positive. Anything can happen wherever you are. Let us strictly adhere to the protocols. It is very, very important. We can't allow this thing to continue to happen. Sisia, South Africa, also your mayor lockdown. In many countries and many cities, they have gotten to this level because of complacency from the beginning.
Yes.
Now, but it is because of this attitude and this thinking that has led a lot of countries and cities to even lockdown. But when you get to a point of lockdown, it means that you have gotten to the peak of your crisis and you don't have anything to do than to shut down your entire city and your country. That is not what we want it to happen in the country. And as you move about going about your normal things now, just be mindful of the fact that COVID-19 is there and the virus is transferred to people through human touch, and let us be mindful of some of this. Just to make sure some of these things are, as much as we are killing the virus, any bacteria as a result of disinfection, and don't just say it cannot be the end of it. It's just the beginning, and also to create awareness about some of the things that are buying air.
Right, just so I need to know and can achieve. Mess about also with another questions, but I mean, call opinion this month. So, here right near call around and upon me who normally be on with the make sense with a Google machine. Me who back when you are chlorine powerful disinfectant, and no more the air there.
That's a menu and a chair. Chlorine a dread year, Juman and no chlorine based solution. And they say chlorine no. To say the wafa anke twade eno ye acidic na insuo the acid bia nim na infinfin honomo no WHO wiase apomudin krabata kese no the recommendation aba kire say you use chlorine na solution near 6.5 pH eno na ebetimi aku muawai ewo say wo ye disinfection say de na ye wo dwom no ne ade na chlorine no enye ade a ekum nipa te say wo swimming pool mu say ya chlorine e bi wom etimi clear infections e wo swimming pool nim e wo swim a te say wo nya yare bi ne ade but we na use wo dwom no number 1 na say ehu say ye be use chemical enkum nipa because ejom enuane ne ade na wo ho enti na announcement ni nyina na ekoso in the last 2 weeks ni nyina ka say omo ye maame mu ne omo moto ade o no mu kofi omo kata omo no ma no so say na ebe ya ye de chlorine no ne ade ne ba enya isusanso bone bia enti solution ye use WHO for standard recommendation ade o ma kire yen say ye use emfa say parazone e wo fie ba ontimi fa parazone say wo fa yes all the nsuo ni ade fra ansa na we use anya ho nsusaso a wo pe ontimi fa parazone raw no sa the chlorine powerful no na we say ye mix nyanya rice solution na 6.5 pH no na dia say adwuma no
ahwehwe ni yete say o manfo so ano nya de but ye mame mfa me de example me ben ho e wo kantamanto it wa bro mo chance say o mo bo spray ni bi no man ko ma chi kakra kra ke be ha me na wo say eye kra ba wani na epese rua nose mask no kra mu e na manfo so say do mo say ano mre but ano ehye ha ye nuane no bia wodwo no
there be say ye pese yekumwa no enso enye se ye pese yekumwa ni nti ne akofa bibi ano ye din too much ehun wonsusu aso because ye ya we say ejom ejom so nuane ne ade wo ho even table sukro mo ye adwuma no wo hwe pictures ye ekoso ya ba bia bi etwitwa nam ne ade nyina nti ne conscious of it say we say use ade a enya susu aso bone but enye se ye use no te say de wo de parazone ye se fa de timienu na fa insuo cap mienu wo de cap at 9 kogumu a entimi nya adwuma ne nkumuawa no ye ma say wo use wo fie a entimi nya adwuma no te say de wo follow instructions na ka say for cap mienu ene ne team something like that enti we na no professionals ene ne omo ye adwuma no a omo experience e was ade mu pa omo spray ni nyina omo ye very experienced sprayers omo nim say na machine ye no omo nim the way spray no kra cause spraying no nyesa wugina fa ko no wabusa o wo hwe ba bia frama no kra boko say na be ye ngu nkrofo anim wo hwe o ma hye o mu pp space no ne de hye o mu hwene ne ade nyina ne gloves no ne ade ne nyina je say o mu ye very professional and the way o mu spray no o mu anim the way o mu swing no kra nyesa o mu ye ne how and sa no ma nyina according to planning na me ye oboso no e me ye hwehwe sa no ma nyina so and mixing of edro no instructions down ebia obu you know mpesa meka na obi atifios ye ne makoye because the you know combination no ye no e different enti ebia say we say 6.5 no te say the oka sanitizer as say ho no sanitizer say be adwuma we say yes at least 70% alcohol na say nya bibia no wafa na the farm sa ho say o we nya sanitizer there specification wo ho a kire se saa de we netimi adwuma we e benya sanso we nti na ye ka se ye ni the way a emra no te no ye nye no ma ye ya ebekumwa no ye ka se hoho nsa bra no 20 seconds insu a ye run ebu enye se wudi akogu bom na do nsa ahye mu se mahoro eno no mwa no da so wom ba ye se mensu a etene ko ni nyina ya specific na ye se sanitizer wo fro car waso bibi mu wo de sanitizer obi discussion on sem we are wo de because where ye ni so na yare ni ti sikroma e be ha ye pa
right so this one appear so na yete ni kamera mo so amra wo so amanfo ka say ase eya ye pepere ho dodom en adwumadi ni fa mo ya de ba bi eti say osu any other areas bi no mo sha say be say so there about na amanfo di bi say nti sa sa mo sha say ebe pema nwumre a omode kwa wie no mbetimi abo ba bia kama wie won fo tima koye adwuma 2 kwema des omo international market women no association no omo president to ya say eduro na mobo ye na anhye dan kokokoko impurities na nwewure mu eye onya sa report no
no I first of all I must say, sir, no country and no city has prepared in advance for coronavirus.
Okay.
Because enye adie yare na obi adwen. It is very new, and all of us are now reacting to it.
Okay.
In the course of doing so, you are supposed to also be mindful of time. Time now would be responding. If you don't respond at that particular time, it can also spread.
Okay.
In the afternoon, now this Monday be Kasakra now say, if for nothing at all, for one full day, now you breaky in this communication, now you could have also solved a problem.
Okay.
You know,
exactly.
Could have also solved a problem, and I'm sure he will have time to explain better.
Yeah.
But the point is that, as I indicated to you, we worked with the military, and in the course of mobilizing resources and logistics, within 3 days, to be able to spray 137 markets within the greater Accra region, it must be said to be very ambitious, but I must say that it's very commendable.
Yeah.
I have never experienced anything like this before, and that's why I said, sir, working with the military, I have come to learn a lot in some understanding on how in the crisis period, how to make sure that you think through issues and prosecute the matter. It is not that we are mobilizing human beings. They are professionals. Some of them are free Eastern region.
Okay.
Some of them are free even Ashanti region.
Is it Central
Central so within 3 days, you are even mobilizing professionals. If it is just job for the boys, you have a lot of young people in Accra that you can get them to go and spray about some of these things. But you need people who are professional on how to handle the spray gun to be able to control some of these things. In mobilizing all these people within 3 days and to make sure that you even get the chlorine and get the right solution, because mixing it is also very important.
Yeah.
Even if you get people at one crown, for them to even do and spray, how do they mix it? Because if they don't mix it properly, one will say yes spray, but it will amount to nothing. You need to make sure say how much water do you need, and the quantity also of the chlorine do you need to mix it to get the 6.5 pH to be able to say adienu ebeye ejuma. Inti that ejuma in the course of that time, at least some few delays.
Yeah.
Even in a place like London Market, a very small market, that within an hour we were able to finish it.
Okay.
But the people didn't get there on time. But we were able to mobilize people, and by 12 o'clock we were there within an hour, 1.5 hours. And that is what I can tell you. Number two, on the issue about the market, I was in the market.
Okay.
I went to almost all the big markets, and in fact, the chief of defense staff, the whole Ghana Armed Forces, chief of defense staff, also about market maybe, with the Navy for paying for, Air Force for paying for. In fact, the military high command, they were on the foot, and they were even directing affairs. How could you say, sir, we could be spraying something anyhow? And the military people, they were part of the, as I said, they were not just providing security, they were part of the planning process. They are also, giving a report. And in most countries, say we are in an emergency situation, you use the military.
Okay.
And that is what they did. And they were spraying everywhere, every corner in Accra. In fact, apart from the Omu, some of them even went outside because some the chlorine, until some of them even went outside some of the areas, and spray hot. Until if there are issues somewhere, they bring it to draw attention, and specifically, then we can deal with it, because we cannot work that you say is 100%. Okay. But largely, I think it's an excellent performance that must be commended.
Me and yes, I'm going to use drones or areas B, but maybe also drones now. It will say if you take Africa for no a book as you know, shops in your hot man against them. So also be not wafro, no wako top. A honey be alcohol and also why.
Well, you see, we use different equipments. The drones are supposed to fly over open market. Nti say who baby are shops now the drones fly. Then you are spraying on the top of the of the roof and not spraying there. Until drones say agbobloshi.
Yeah.
You know, one of the areas there is agbobloshi, which is a very open market. Until if you are spraying, you know say you are spraying on the items now
Yeah.
And then the fogger machine and also a spray, you know, because a cop very very fast. And then the spray gun. And Nuna, for instance, you call Okanshi. Okanshi, you know, largely in stores. Inti fogger machine, you call around all the roads. Inti a spray on all the shops. But Okanshi market, and you only the shops now. You will tokrum bebre.
Yeah.
Inti omu then we got the boys normal use the spray gun. Then they went into the tokrum. Now almost spray now. So there were different strategies which were used in different areas. The ultimate aim say at the end of the day we should make sure say all the buildings there, any west no ensure say the wood and everything there were we are spraying everything and at the end of the day there were even some chemicals left over that if we had some areas not the better but the instructions were to spray the 137 markets, and I must say we did an excellent job by the close of the day.
One place they say at center market was clean. Usu market was clean. But at center and chain was a big job. 1 year dear maybe a individual since see I made a buy but you one water.
Well, Sanitation, because of the Marine Drive project, now squatters be also Omabaho.
Yeah.
Just last week, a lot of the squatters know a year everywhere. Until we are still continuing to work also over there. Because maybe look, in our city is largely informal.
Okay.
And in a very informal environment, these are some of the things now. And that's why the government of the day is striving to formalize our economy and the way we do our things. So that look, we share a place like Italy. Say, lockdown. Ubia be coffee. Na coffee was shelter now beko.
Yeah.
Say, lockdown wonkra. I mean, you can find a lot of people that they don't have anywhere to go in the city. That is the kind of situation where we find ourselves in. Even in the market, most of the markets, they have no problem. But you drew agbogloshi. Nipa no omu dry because it's a open market. Nipa no omu dry market. Omu dosu. But the military have to be disciplined and make sure so everybody like. In fact, by the mere fact say so jadi kra no bakla no be it's a discipline about it. And then that's why it helped us a lot. So some of these areas, but I can assure you, sir, we are working and continue to working. Look, I won't shy away from it. Uba a place like Agbushi, as much as ye efinu everywhere, they got an as at this morning, there were problem kakra na machines na got an machines will break it down. It's one machine now, but got an but we are working in this evening, and by tomorrow morning we should continue to working. As for working and clearing filth in the city is an everyday affair, and we'll continue to do so.
I have another 2 more questions. But I'm going around this one. So, when you say nipa makrum no and no, ebeboa madaba from my beso.
Well, say ye doctor for no public health in Penyimfo na. Omo che say yarewa no I say chain.
Okay.
On say chain a lock. Uhwe WhatsApp kra na say e bia ba I say matches aya so esi ho na ehia na ba ku yi ne hu fi mu a afi ntimi nhye ntoa so. Enti who delay with say virus ni ade to say ye say na ade ye human to human transmission no. The ye hia pa na say e betime break chain no. Enti one day you kra na etimi close market ni ade no. Chain no enti say the way anet. But what you say?
Yes, sir.
Enti yetimi break sa chain no. Ye take into na uhwe countries na yes ye lockdown. Lockdown no is just to reduce potential senko for be ehia. Wahu. It said ne be na e be make sure say senko fo hia kra na wo no so. Say the president aka say me enhia sorry there ne mosque no. eye chain no na wo try so be break and also try so be reduce nkrofo betimi potentially exposed no well enti market spraying no say enne kra ya ma ejom bebre nkrofo obi a majom in fact e say boy maame mo ni dwadifo no abaso nkrofo a makrom no kra no enne kra na bia nka yetimi cut normal by some 30 to 40% because anka man say ne nkrofo ba krom no obi wo ezu ba krom o yare wani bia say nko
so scam
or ebia obowa or fatrotro yesay enso sa no man nyina wo nsusanso e wo economy ne so ti na mpanyifo ye decisions no based on situation no ne facts na wo ground no but very important see bear in mind ebi mo frɛ yenye lockdown yenye say a situation no ne facts na wo ground no na a chair in the way decisions abai no take care yen nyina so this no
na 25 no I'm the UK Germany near there it's about 2 or something Ghana e betimi aba from kakra
oh me gidi say if di emra no any instructions na aba no say airport ni ade obi ba yes mo observe mo e just say chances of yare ni bifu efi abonten ye ba mu no ye reduce ye no won say o person cut out potential na de yare ne ban ye reduce spraying ye reduce potential ye see ye horo ye nsa ye sanitizer me ye nchiacha nsa ye ne ye say na say kra ye kra say technically am so obi akra suspend ye enti say nka obi na ye va okwa ye de nsa akoto obi ansa ya machia kosi ne potential to spread just say yet and normal betimi lead to it no na ye towards the same China omutimi ma ne ba form say yes start a course because in Chinese for na omutu kwan no eba wo hwe South Korea e course omututu anamon say ya menkofo nko school ye nkwa asore ni ade no ye hwe na South Korea de na ba form nti approve say measures ya president edi animu a or the to akwan so no ye hu se ye adwuma e wo ba bi bebre enti yenso yetimi di so me yenkohia yenko beach nka se we de ekwaji ani and ekodi tilapia ne banku bi ne ade ne chese sa de no eso tiba form I think say ye bom paye ne ye tu anamon no ye betimi amana brass
right ebusuan emi penifo na najo ye ne omo edi enkomo no COVID-19 ene enho enkomo me ya emanfo chese mo ya de mo speak kum na trotrum in taxi force no mo say mbetima bibi afa ho amon because why would you say would you can actually idea wow who cars ni bi atim say yes we the marketing book cry
first of all nothing ye bombai we should be able to control the spread because it's very, very important. And I've said, sir, our system is largely informal, and that's why if it's going to spread like a wildfire, it's going to create a huge problem in my area. Every assembly, the local government ministry has given a directive to establish, say, public health emergency response team. Now, public health emergency response team, your chief executive is who are the chairperson. Doctor paying na a wo assembly no a member. Environmental health paying na a wo assembly no so a member. Any your NADBO paying so a member. The security paying any police paying a member, and some other key. In the government have even decentralized the fight against COVID-19 at the local level, and yet only at the top level na kasaya. Into some of the things and interventions na to say Veronica buckets, our markets any mass sanitizer.
So far to say
I'll come to that. It's all part of the process at the local level to deal with it. Until the Ministry of Local Government continues to give us a directive, and we have to report every day on a WhatsApp platform for the minister. And on that platform, so young ideas, because obi bibiana provua usu ubetimi ayebi. Sometimes obi Veronica bucket to be or nyabi. Wakoka nyabi ewa inti watch inti. That's the communication platform which the Minister for Local Government also monitors all the activities now at the local level. So in specific response to
question trotro
for as in fact the Ministry of Transport almost the protocol so aba and na account at the local level na ye the ejuma so ba. And some of the things they say almost sanitize and topic.
Okay.
They should also continue to disinfect trotro because this is very critical.
Yeah.
In fact, yes, shall see one of the media houses Ekoye interview New Plan Station. And now almost almost talk
sanitizers.
But buying talk informal. You see, we are not in normal times.
Okay.
And it's very important that Ghanaians should know the decisions that we are taking is to save all of us. Because yes, and you are waiting for somebody. You are exposing yourself. Your reckless behavior is also exposing other people, and then by so doing, you are spreading and maybe into some of these commentary must be discouraged. How many locations and na abayin betimi ama obia sanitizer Veronica bucket? I mean, how many locations? But that is not the way to go. Even in the United States of America, even in Europe, they don't even have the wherewithal to be able to do some of this. And even if they have the money, they don't even have the equipment.
Yeah.
As I speak to you, the city of New York, the mayor of New York says that in the next 2 weeks, if the central government does not come to his aid, they will run out of PPE, in fact, ordinary PPE, and not, that's the. If they say they are going to even run out of it, even in New York, that tells you how
America,
bad,
New York,
how bad is it? Maybe I'm not scanning everyone. That's the New York, no. That's the situation we find ourselves. So we continue to do so. And we are using our public address system, at least for within AMA, we have about 6 air call rounds any edition. Because one of the things the Pacific Council is about Nipanuno Muntiasia, into the continuous education, so and also now some of the things now Yema in all the markets, especially in the greater Accra markets now, is to make sure say every market or more Veronica market or more sanitizer any tissue paper so na use but in so doing for the past now on Friday the Minister for Local Government Oba AMB and all share the leaders na market
leaders
and your group 20 and social distancing kama because in person will be in fact Uba AMS here Uber from Kra na the thermometer no gun no to make sure say temperature no is within range and into your mom but you won't say so a problem but we are a problem into all the assemblies also has been directed say to make sure say you provide it in so that the Veronica bucket no me and your white elephant you see into for this week, that is a directive that has been given to all the assemblies to look for resources to make sure say you provide enough water in all the markets to make sure say so government is doing its part. Local authorities are also doing our part, and we expect the citizens also to do their part. Collectively, I am very sure say you bet me it can be the spread of this particular virus.
So moving forward, the principal street of Accra, markets mobile
well, that's the point. You see, there were interministerial committee on COVID-19.
Yes.
And Omuna the whole Ghana report. And they review the report almost every day.
Okay.
So Omudi directives ba. Sisiano adienu ekosi inti ye no say.
Okay.
Inti we await for directive from the center for us to do so. But on our own, people are also doing their own thing, and some of these things are exactly. In fact, people individually are also doing some things, and then Matisse secondary school be almost how to use the Veronica bucket, you know, now with some
incident.
Everybody is trying to do something. I think we should encourage. In times of crisis, there are a lot of good things that comes out from it, and that we need to seize that good things about. One good thing that we have come out from the coronavirus is all of us have to maintain a very high hygienic condition in our place. You know,
this month upon cry na what's monitoring aspects.
Okay, so the military will go to tomorrow.
Okay.
But we'll then go back to, because every assembly will task force. But in our public health emergency response team, the police is part of it. For instance, in Accra, the regional police just to enforce some of these things so far in terms of mass grouping in Accra, largely comply with that one. Apart from what happened yesterday at the beaches, we have also responded swiftly to it through the Ghana Tourism Authority. Some of these things we are going to be. But finally, a China year-come market.
Okay.
Now year-come market, we cannot go back into the market and sit down and also shop like the way we used to do. We should be mindful of the fact we can also go there and see abai abeku yarenu enti is free for all. That is not the case. Ufie uba na ufi uba no menim de na udi free enti let us be mindful of the fact say we are starting afresh, and by so doing we make sure say don't shake hands. Social distancing.
Me be spirit me ba.
Social distancing, and now we make sure say you will wash your hands and now use the hand sanitizer. Continues to do that, and just make sure say
well, this morning yet bring us so konti what's we try to foot to obey kitu bi na fe yankwa
dem dey try to okra no say directives na aba no say na me your can say yehohoro yensa wano running water enye nso etafa akon but running water yehohoro yensa no ye kire wohoro nsa yem eni mfimfin ha ne ade enye normal do nsa asenso we yinsa eni sanitizer na yeso sikamu ne ade na wo the sanitizer no bi ti mesre de ye adwuma ye nyina nsa be prevent ye be si yare na ye mpese beba na yakasa afi ne ye kokon nti yenyi sa instructions yi so na mwaye na yare na ameto
ene mo say me obi say casino for so ho no da roma for ni fam say e wo odiem cause ho so no say de no masi koso ho no nti enim ebi mo operate menya message bi say casinos no bi mo eye adwuma enti ho no mo hwe ma ye say ato beach mu ne club ni ade a also be amafo chele and one dey koso dada
be na omo ye betting sports betting
so sports betting casino ni e kese pa no na omo say ye no ma bebre apart from sports betting no
omo casino they say gambling say nipa bebre enko say club bi so it's a very good information yati
and a gutafo shemamwatin say obo abaso but next time we involve gutafo e wo de mu yenim.
Oh, Medinu Kasai. But after now, you share minister no about Medinu Kasai on Saturday. And I catch him so but Mati.
Right, but if we better must say, nti you better more chine kon na bibinia. Yasa eno mo akasa jame inshallah. Right, abusu ahia na den komo nyina e di sinanadwi e de ama COVID-19 ene ehu dwumadia na ekoso no ene abebo no tofa e wa ha e de ama ora so wa me ya motin kasa so no panyi de so na pia so motin kwabna entwibu si akon na me di dwumadia de bre me ne akosi asapon ya me ya aduma e be se hia